2. Welcome back to New Realities. I'm Alan Steinfeld, and this is a series of interviews I've been doing with Sheila Seppi to get people ready and interested for our upcoming event, which is the Walk-In Conference, January 8th and 9th, 2022. Sheila Seppi created this conference, and I'm supporting it, and we have a great interview with someone who's part of that conference. But Sheila, why don't you talk about the conference while people are here and getting to know us?
Absolutely. What I'd like to do, first of all, we have the conference scheduled for the 8th and the 9th of January, and I'm going to show you some of the speakers, but today we have Stephanie Lodge with us. So I went ahead and pulled up her bio because you can see Stephanie. Wow, Stephanie, you've got a lot going on, and she's known as the Hug Angel. And I think we're going to be lucky enough at the end that she's going to share some of her light language and provide an attunement for us. But Stephanie is a transformational speaker, a Magdalene mystic. She's an angelic science expert. So I can't wait to hear more about that. And she's a conscious channel and a conduit. And so throughout this entire event, we're going to have a plethora of individuals who are going to be sharing their talents. We have Jason Addison Ames, who will be with us. He's currently located in Sedona. We have James Fairley, and actually we'll be interviewing James tomorrow. William Lindville, and William is a walk-in who came in and says that he has transmuted all of the human 3D constructs that we have. So I'm really interested to learn more about that. Then we have Jaden Fox, and Jaden is a very interesting gentleman as well. And Jaden helps individuals to really integrate that walk-in energy, because for people who walk in, we don't know right off the bat that we're a walk-in. We know something's different, but we may not have that terminology. Then we have Zoe Pennant, and Zoe is also known as Sage Oneness, and she's going to share her journey with us. Then we have Karen Swain, and Karen is a healer from she lives in Sydney, and she's going to be sharing because she has worked with walk-ins for many, many years. We have Claire Candy House, who we had on last week. She also is an angelic walk-in. Then we have Diva Grace, and Diva Grace is really connected in with the earth energy, and she does a lot of grid work and a lot of crystalline work, and she too is going to provide some activations. We've had Nicholas David Nan, who was on the program, who walked in at the age of 7. Then we have Phil Gruber, who's going to be talking to us about the indigos. And a lot of us are indigos. He's going to kind of break it down into various categories. When we're talking about walk-ins, we're talking about soul energy, and we're talking about an expansion of, we're talking about an incorporation of, but our human minds, we need these little categories, and we need our bullet points and our agendas and those kind of things to really help us streamline and understand. And Phil's done an excellent job of being able to do that with this indigo energy. So I'm really looking forward to his presentation. And of course, we're going to have Neil and Alan as our MCs, and Neil is also hosting this on the Portal to Ascension platform. And then there's myself. And so we really are excited about having everyone come out and join us, and to learn what not only we know we've been talking about what a walk-in is, but now what we're doing, what our mission is on this planet, because there's so much new energies that's coming in. And we didn't just come here for a vacation. Well, maybe some of us did, I don't know, but most of us have kind of hit the ground running, and we have lots of services, and we're writing books, and we're providing teachings to people, but not so much about the walk-ins, but about the soul and about the progression of the soul and about our conscious evolution and expansion. And of course, Alan's been doing this for years and years. You've been on the forefront. As I said last time, you were promoting conscious evolution when it wasn't cool. So we thank you for paving the way for all of this.
Well, thank you.
And you can sign up. Sure.
No,
Do you want to give the code for people who are watching?
yeah,
You can
what
get a
is the code for
25%
discounts? If you're listening to this, we're doing it for, if you go to that portal-to-ascension.org place, I'm going to put that in the chat actually. And the discount code is
PTA 25.
PTA 25. Okay, I'm going to put that in the chat there, PTA 25. That means you get 25% off the main ticket. So I'm going to put that actually in the live chat here. Okay. And the Portals to Ascension Conference discount code PTA 25, and that will bring you into our incredible conference. This is the second time we're doing it. And, you know, there is nobody else exploring the edge of consciousness. Everyone's saying, what is consciousness? Well, we're way beyond what is consciousness. You know, those are like, you know, learning to read and write. Once we know we're conscious and we're evolving conscious beings, then we can start to dissect the intricacies of that. And that's why I'm so happy we have Stephanie with us today, because she really has maneuvered through the landscape of consciousness and opened up different levels of awareness. So thanks for being with us, Stephanie.
Absolutely, Alan. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yes, isn't it amazing? Sheila created this platform because of her personal experience. And thank you, Sheila, for, you know, being adventurous enough to put a concept out there and start to integrate it into public awareness. Yes.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
So, Stephanie, do you want to tell us a little bit about your story and what makes you, why the walk-in experience is such an important part of your mission here?
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully you can see me. And
yes, you look good.
Yeah, I call it flying in, actually. I jokingly say I flew in. But yeah, my experience started early on when at about the age of 5, from what I recall. Well, I'll go back a little further. I remember being in the crib. I remember having a being laying in the crib with me. I was probably around 2, maybe 3 years old, and being terrified. And it was my guardian, but I didn't know that at the time because I was so young and I didn't understand it. And there was a lot of really interesting experiences when I was growing up, but at 5 years old, I distinctly remember landing in my body. And I was walking out of my bedroom. I stopped in the hallway and I suddenly acknowledged myself, my parents, like that I was here, right? That I'd landed essentially. Up until that point, I probably was like hovering in and out, not quite sure, you know, if I felt safe to be here. And I did go through a lot of that as a kid. I didn't understand if this world was a safe place for me. I didn't feel comfortable here. I went through a lot of just the standard indigo type, you know, expressions of energetic sensitivity. I was the crybaby in class. I didn't have a lot of friends because I was super shy. Just a lot of really painful childhood years. And then as I got older, I worked in entertainment. I went to film school. I learned about the power of image and light and subconscious programming with it, and went into technologies and learned about all the idiosyncrasies of all these different corporate industries. Until 2006, I was fully activated. And what I mean is I had a woman who I was going in, I had my own company at the time, actually, a concierge company that was for conscious living. And I went into this room to kind of interview her essentially for one of her practitioner, you know, she was doing quantum biofeedback. So I was trying it out to see if it would work for my clients. And what was funny about it is she said, I know this isn't why you came in, but there's 3 archangels standing in the room, and Archangel Michael's here. And he's telling me you're one of his girls and that you're going to be working with them and that you should be aware of that. And it didn't really mean anything to me at the time because I had been dormant, right? So as an angelic in human form, you know, we're like broadcasting all the time, right? There's a transmission. But for me, where I come from and where I originate from at the soul level is a lot of bandwidth, let's just say. You could see it as seraphim, Ophanim, Elohim, cherubim is kind of all mixed in with that because, again, in the quantum, you don't have these, divided natures, right? It's kind of a soup. But what I normally align to is the seraphim, the energy of the fire levels that come through. And for me, it was very important to kind of stay undercover. During the times that I was alive early on in my life, like the 70s through the 80s and the 90s and all that, it was really intense. Not that it isn't intense now, but for me, I was very guarded. And for a long time, I was an angelic undercover in the sense of even in the spiritual community world. When I finally came out of the closet, so to speak, it was at Conscious Life Expo. Actually, I did the first panel on angels, produced the first 2 panels on angels, actually, the only 2 panels that have ever been done there. And what was interesting is it was kind of when I said, yes, okay, fine, I'll be a messenger, boom, it was just like, and here you go. So I was launched into that, and it was quite fascinating, my experience of it, because for me, I really could feel a lot of the confusion, right? A lot of the psychological operations kind of constantly going in the consciousness there. And I liken it to like a cosmic soup. There's just a lot of energies there that tend to be very distorted, if I'm honest, and what I liken it to is you're trying to find a clear path to the light, but there's like, hi, over here, come look over here, right? And it can be very, for the seeker, very confusing. So for me, it was always a mission to really create a path for the energetically aware, sensitives, as people call them. I don't like to put them in vulnerability though, but I'll just say the energetically aware, to find something to fully plug in so that they could feel greater soul confidence while they're on the planet. So again, I work with starseeds, walk-ins, and all of it so that they feel really super secure in their bodies, because I find that's usually the first thing that is uncomfortable for them. But that's where I started. Yeah.
So you said you kind of came in with that awareness, but then you sort of forgot about it, and then it went. Talk about, because I think a lot of people watching, a lot of people come to this conference may have had that experience where they don't remember their mission initially, because this place is a little overwhelming, a little sensory overload. So how did you know you came in with that? And what was the actual, well, you told us the moment, but what was that like?
Yeah. So it was what my job is to create the path of if I can do it, you can do it kind of thing, right? Because that is really the temple path. If you think of Magdalene, I work with Magdalene as a governess of my energy, because she also is an angelic seraphim. Okay. So as an angelic Magdalene, I basically went through a process so that I could show people the same path. If I had had a near-death experience in such a way that it just suddenly jolted up, or if I had other types of experiences, let's say, that would have been putting me in a category where a lot of people wouldn't relate to that, because they're like, well, I don't know, haven't had a near-death experience, right? So for me, it was like, if I've gone through this, if I've reconnected and plugged in to what I know is my truth and what I am at the soul level, then so can you. Right. And that it's making it accessible to many. That's my job. So when I started creating Angelic Academy, my platform, it was really about teaching the angelic arts and sacred sciences as they apply to us now. A lot of times people like to go back to the past, revisit all the ancients, all the ancestry. And really what I know now is the energetics have been so upgraded that it's almost obsolete to go back. We really want to stay now and forward. And so for me, it's always been what is coming in on demand now. I became what's called an angelic light stream in 2009. That means I hold the 12 bandwidths of source conscious frequency that come into this planet. I also go beyond that, but the main important ones are right now, what are we working with? I also work with the ascension streams. I call these the diamond light streams. These access all what I call the diamond light nations. These are the nations of light, the energies of light that are here to support the re-architecture of the planet into what I call, or what the angels have termed, or Magdalene has termed, diamond earth or sovereign earth. And the reason we call it that versus going into the golden age, which still binds us to some degree to money as God standards, let's say, we're moving into the diamond, which is the multifaceted, right, multidimensional age. And so we work more with the diamond heart energies, if you're familiar with that. And we work as a prism of this plasma light that is upgrading everything on the planet, including us.
Right.
So my job as a diamond angelic, basically a diamond child, which is something Archangel Michael basically reminded me of in about 2012 or 2011, is to integrate these energies in such a way that we can hold them without feeling inflammation in the body, you know, because they're powerful, right? So for me, it's all about teaching people how to do that. And I do that through my platform, and teachings that bring a little bit of the old in, but modernize them, right? So
we'll talk about the technologies, the angelic technologies that you're bringing. Can you name them and maybe go into it a little bit so we can have a feel for that? And then you can, of course, do more on the weekend that's coming up. But yeah, give us a little clue into that, because that's interesting to me. Yeah. So I'm trying to remember, about 2012, a lot happened in 2012, of course, with the calendar changes, people understand it. So in 2012, something came through called halonetics, and this was introduced to me by the Archangel Zadkiel, and Zadkiel governing the violet light stream. It was really important to understand that we were birthing violet earth, and the violet earth right now is what we're in the sense to transmute, to bring up with the ultraviolet all the sticky, all the yucky, all the stuff that's been hidden, right? I kind of liken it to like this stealth energy that goes in and says, oh, there's something, let's find it. And then the violet comes in hand with that and transmutes and releases and clears and purifies. So it's this preparatory period, okay? And so when Zadkiel came in with halonetics, he said, okay, so this is a process of connecting into your halo or harmonic or holographic assembled light organism to do halo, which is harmonic alignment light optimization. And I said, well, what does this mean? He's like, you are a harmonic being of light, and you're either in alignment or out of alignment. And you want to be the most optimized version of that light as you can be. And so this whole process started coming in and working with these different bandwidths of light. Eventually, what would happen
for everyone? That works for everyone, Stephanie? Okay.
Yeah, this is what I teach, yeah.
Working in the holographic field. Got it.
Mm-hmm. So the netics part of that was the magnetic energy of the heart, right? So when we are really aligned to the light that we are, we correct the spin states of all of our, what I call our arcs, right? I don't use the terminology chakra for a reason, but I won't get into that now. But I use what the term is that they've given me as arcs, because we're archangelic templates and currents. We're running these arcs of frequency and energy. So the point is we can work with that system. I call it the halo, kind of like you would say Siri or Alexa. I call it halo. I'll say halo activate, and that means I'm putting up a massive amount of light through my body. And I'm interfacing with this energy that I am, the complexity and all the levels of that I am in one word. I don't need to go through my astral body. It just streamlines it. And that's really been the main teaching of the angels to me and through me is, let's get this simpler. Let's streamline this. Let's give people practices that they will actually embrace because they don't have to sit there for hours at a time. And because that's how we're going to light everybody up, otherwise they're not going to commit necessarily, right? So the magnetics then enhances. And when we interface with each other, we amplify, right? So this is a whole process, but the point is, as I kept going through this, eventually what happened was I started accessing the numbers, what people might call the source keys. And these number keys are designed to immediately harmonize our halo like that. It's just, I stream them in on demand and they just do the work. I don't do anything. I'm just the conduit, right? But what I realized with that is it required a certain level of humility to access and be responsible for these because they're very powerful. And so people will ask me all the time, well, can I learn it? I said, you can earn it. You can go and do the work and it'll come to you, right? It can come to anybody. I've had students who have been able to access it, but I can't teach it. I can only impart the wisdom that it exists, and I can impart the keys to get people to do the practices to get them to that place of connection. But it's just a responsibility that it's really important to understand. We have to have reverence for. But that
would you give us a little example of that, right? For me, Sheila, and everyone watching.
So if you think about the 369, right, Tesla, okay, keys started coming through, they were digits of 2 sets of 3 digits, right? They always work from 3 to 9. I never use 1 and 2. If you go into the channel text that came in, I think in the 40s, the Emerald Tablets, which a lot of people think are an ancient text. They're not. They're a channel text from the 1940s, I believe, around there, maybe 30s. Maurice something, I can't remember his name. But anyway, if you go in the Emerald Tablets, what he pulled in also was the same idea, which is the lights of the world are, the lords of light, as he called them, and the governors of the station, this planet, are numbers. And they're named 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And of course, he gave them different names, but that's basically what it is. And so when we hear of people saying they channel the Council of 9, the Council of 12, right, really, which reduces to 3, these numbers come in, okay? And these are harmonic fields. They're energetic blankets, if you will, of consciousness. Mm-hmm. So for me, when I started getting these, I would get a 3-digit, combine them into a 6. And then I had certain words that came in. And it was interesting. For an example, I would say a 6-digit number and say activate. Well, activate reduces down to a 9 numerologically. Mm-hmm. So the angel showed me that there were certain key words for that. Now, since then, the system has expanded. When I do my Halo Spa sessions, I do this type of demonstration of it, but it's a process. There's 3 sets of keys. It's a whole process, right? So I can't do it right now. It would take too long. But
could you give us a little sample of the number? No, yeah. Is it like it's a long? Are you going to do that? This goes
back to the responsibility of it. I'm sorry, but
okay. Maybe no, that's okay. Are you going to do that? Can you do some of this at the walk-in conference?
Yeah, I'll have enough time to do some there for sure.
Oh, good. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good.
So what was interesting with that, though, Alan, was after the numbers came the light language, as far as the streaming of light language, the angelic language, right? So my family, I call them the Diamond Angels, just as a collective, but these are very highly charged energetics, right? The plasma that they are. So when I bring in my language, I really call it heart streaming, because I'm working through my diamond heart to bring in the purest, most innocent format of that intention to assist people in remembering who they are. And so when the language streams through, I'm just getting out of the way, right? And it just automatically streams through. And when I feel into it, it's really the universal language. People will sometimes try to translate it, and they'll say, "Oh, is that Essassani, or is that Palladian?" Or it's everything. It's really designed to reach all hearts. So it's not meant to be mentally analyzed. It's meant to be felt through the energy of the heart and received. And when it's really surrendered into, it will actually realign and do all sorts of beautiful medicine, and alignment of harmony. That's my experience with it. And that's the experience that people have had with it. One man said it's kind of like going on an ayahuasca journey without taking Aya. So I'll believe them.
So when you talk about the keys, these are basically numeric steps that people are taking, or these are processes that they work through and integrate?
There's different levels of it. So some of the keys that I work with, people would call the 72 angels, right? So this would be the little bit of ancient that I bring in, which would be like Mikael as a key, right, of the 72. But these are specific transmissions of love and light. And Magdalene taught me, she said, remember, Stephanie, these go way back, like think Lemuria back, right? Like way back. And they've carried through. And eventually they were kind of captured, written down in the Aramaic Hebrew and put into the Kabbalah system. But she said they are really meant to be liberated beyond all systems of any kind. So just use the keys on their own, because these are the architectural blueprints, the blueprinters, basically. So they're governing agents of harmony. And so when we work with them in different ways and they're transmitted, right, I'm an initiatrix of them. So what I do is I bring them through, and through the voice of the sound and the light and everything that I bring, it activates it in the system of the person receiving it. So I do them as initiations. I do a whole journey of that. But beyond that, I also do, like I said, the numbers, the halo keys, and I also do written scripted light language keys that I call the Magdalene and Yeshua keys. So there's lots of keys, right? And the reason they call them keys and not codes, there's an important differentiator here. Codes are programming agents to lock into something. Keys are what liberate us out of something. So my job is to liberate people from the matrix of the old paradigms, which is why I focus on the now going forward and build the new earth or diamond earth so that we can liberate this planet. And that's why I'm here. So all these keys are designed to do that in a various different myriad of ways. Yes.
So you can do a little light language, like you said,
I can.
kind of. And when you do this, are you bringing in some energetic keys when you do this?
Yeah. So everything that I pull through my instrument is always going to have like piggybacking into it, right? The angelic streams of consciousness, the angelic light streams. So I can give us, I don't know how much time do we have, Ellen? Let me just know
as much time as you want. I don't know about Sheila, but no, we have another bunch of half hour, 45 minutes.
So what I can do a demonstration of putting up a halo. A little bit of that. And then what I'll do is bring in the light stream, which is basically what will deliver the language, right? So many people do this. So I'm not going to say I'm the only one there's many light language people in the world. I just do it the way that I do it, specifically to connect into the diamond light. And
how did you discover you did light language? Did you hear other people or it just came to you?
It came spontaneously one morning. I just started speaking it. It just started, again, it's kind of like I said, it's earned. It's almost like going to the gym, right? If you're doing something regularly enough,
right,
they give you more. It's like, oh, you're committed to that. Okay, well, I'll put on another 20 pounds here and lift that, so it's kind of like that. So I jokingly say, this is just spiritual gym. It's angel gym, just keep going and doing the work and you will open up more and more of your connection. And when you do that and you're committed to that, then you receive more of a downpour, right?
Great. Go ahead. Go for it.
Okay. Let me just tune in for a second and just kind of connect into the three of us here. So it's beautiful. We have a trinity here going on, this beautiful.
Yes.
triplet.
And there's lots of people watching us as well.
Of course. And we're going to amplify everybody. So this is awesome. So let's just have everybody just take a deep breath. A lot of information streaming out. I tend to have a lot come through when I'm in streams. So I'm just going to kind of let the mind go, come into the heart, and just breathing into the heart. Settling in and grounding in, anchoring in, please. Okay. So the first thing we want to do always, especially if you're a conduit yourself, is you want to ask your halo, what I call your halo, to connect you to the creator of your soul. Your greatest authority is always going to be the creator of your soul. So even if you work with angels or other beings, please know your greatest authority, the one that always is going to give you the answers for you, is going to be the creator of your soul. So we're going to connect to the creator of our soul, please. So just halo connect. Breathe in. And just feel that energy start dropping in. You might feel a little energy want to sway you around as we connect in. Just plugging you in, connecting. Okay. I call forth the angelic light stream of all creation to create a beautiful halo of living light around each individual and us as a whole. I also recognize the sovereign light councils of seraphim, Ophanim, Elohim, and cherubim, presenting a beautiful blanket of light around ourselves, around this planet, and around all present here in any time, space, and beyond. We only allow for the highest frequencies of living light, ultimate love, and immaculate grace to remain within our presence now and always. And as we expand into the consciousness of this living light, we access and welcome in the diamond light nations of ascension. These beautiful beings of energy that surround us now are here to support us in the elevation of our soul, our heart, our mind, and our spirit. And as we breathe in, just feeling this energy surrounding us now, just feeling the energies of light coming into our heart. I recognize my soul tribe, my family, Brother Yeshua and Sister Magdalene. I recognize, thank you, Mother Mary and Father Joseph, as well as Grandmother Hannah. Thank you, thank you, thank you for stepping in to be with this collective here today. And if you have a connection to the beautiful Essenes, the Order of the Magdalens, feel this energy of love pouring into your heart now. And as we breathe in, I recognize Archangel Metatron in the highest. And as this energy is organizing the sacred geometric and sonic geometry of the space, I know that these keys are liberating many in this moment to release any and all static, distortion, and decaying universal energies. These energies falling away immediately as we open up, open up, open up to the truth of love. That there is only love, there is only abundance here. And so as we flow into this more and more, we expand more into this consciousness. I recognize Archangel Michael, 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 feeling that stream of sapphire light. Oh, beautiful. Thank you. Entering this space, feeling this beautiful vortex of blue flaming energy coming around you to purify, to cleanse, to release, to clear all the static, all the distortion, any thought forms and emotional forms that you've picked up. We are just dissolving immediately in this beautiful sapphire light, the sapphire light of protection, safety, security, support. And as we are motioning this energy around our halo, it's expanding now. Just increasing a little bit of that spin state to create a collective vibrational field of protection around each individual and the planet. I also recognize Archangel Raphael now coming in, the stream of emerald light. And as this consciousness comes in, it is activating your heart. Feel that energy coming in to activate your heart, to open up and expand the love that you are, the generosity that you are. For through the law of generosity, you expand your awareness of love. When you give freely of love, you receive so much more love and all that love represents. So just feeling that energy of vitality and abundance flowing to you now, resetting and restoring all the systems of consciousness within you, all degrees of consciousness within you, connected at the multidimensional level and beyond. Feeling into that emerald green light. And as this is activating your systems to expand into love, we also recognize Archangel Gabriel. And as the key of Gabriel opens you up, is bringing in the divine alchemical gold. As this gold comes through the top of your head and pours down, it is going to clarify your conductivity. Your consciousness is the greatest currency on this planet. This is why so many are vying for its attention. And so what we are doing now is adding in a little bit of a Teflon layer. This divine alchemical gold that comes in is serving as a way to keep your system free and clear, so that the only consciousness that truly resides within your entire halo mechanism is the consciousness of pure love, pure life, pure sound, pure light, all of those energies that are informing you. And as that is your true north, if you will, as that is your true agent of comparison, we activate this fully through your central channel. We give this central channel an opportunity to open up all of your energy centers or arcs, reweaving them together. If anything has been, let's just say, interfered with, yes, thank you. Think of it like a whiplash maybe in the neck zone. Thank you. They're showing me that for some and many. So what we're going to do is rewire that, reconnect that, so that your heart and your mind can come into greater coherence. And this could be in this lifetime, this could be in other lifetimes. So we are clearing, cleansing, and resolving all of that. So feel that energy coming in, liberating the messengers of light, the angels watching this right now. You are clear to speak truth to power now. Without persecution, we're activating that as well. Thank you. Moving this energy through, feeling it anchor now into what we call sovereign earth or diamond earth, the diamond center sun, if you will, the diamond heart star gate within the planet of diamond earth is what we ground and anchor to, connect to, and serve. We are elevating that consciousness, that version. So when we are connecting this golden light through us, this tether, this thread, we are assisting through all of the consciousness that we are creating. Thank you. All of the consciousness that we are creating, we are connecting in, and we are liberating and reassembling as architects of living light. So feel this golden light stream now expand through your entire body, into your halo, that beautiful sphere of light around you. Taking a deep breath into the heart. We open up the diamond heart now to activate the diamond light stream. As this light stream comes in, it is governed by the key of Uriel, Archangel Uriel coming in to support. Breathing in, hold it in the heart, chest area, breathe in this light. Feel the spin state of your heart correcting all spin states now, and opening up, and expanding, and exhale, letting go of restrictions. Everything fully liberated and expanding this beautiful plasma light, this diamond light through our entire halo. What that means is your halo looks a little like a disco ball, crystalline disco ball, or a sparkling light on the edges. And this means that you are now fully shielded or buffered with this beautiful energy. And that just simply means it serves as a filter. We're going to add in a little extra filtration. Metatron adding in the beautiful streams of platinum, immortal liberation of the sovereign feminine, and titanium, sovereign power of the sovereign masculine. And as these energies co-weave and commingle through your entire halo, it's energizing a mesh or a filtration system that utilizes the conscious state of unity consciousness. So to be truly in your sovereign state of harmony, you are in balance and harmony with these two elements of you while in human form, the masculine and feminine of sovereignty. So as these energies come into your halo, they are reinforming you to know this unified consciousness at a greater level. And we are now pouring in, asking Archangel Raziel to support us with greater angelic immunity, meaning we can hold our graceful authority or neutrality with the rose gold current, visualizing this beautiful light now pouring into the top of your head from your halo, automatically beaming in from all directions, correcting any energies in the DNA that are non-organic, fortifying the DNA telomeres and all the DNA operating system at the quantum level, please. And as this energy is coming in, feel, sense, know, and imagine this beautiful rose gold energy all throughout your being, all throughout your halo, saturating every element of you, fully charged. And now we just simply go into harmony. I'm going to ask Lady Amethyst and Archangel Zachiel to provide a beautiful violet light stream beneath us. This will be for transmutation. This means anything that comes out of your system ready to go, whatever you're ready to let go of, I ask you to create an intention today. What are you really ready to let go of? The angels are saying we can't catch the speed train if we're carrying a Samsonite collection, dragging a lot of bags behind. So think of your carry-on. What is essential for you and what are you ready to let go of? And imagine that this is going to drop away in this beautiful light stream, this beautiful amethyst light stream. And it's going to be resourced back to source, nothing lost. All relationships valued and valuable. So we're going to just know that we don't have to carry it locally in this jump drive called the human body. The issues in the tissues we can let go of. Any pain in your body, just imagine the rose gold coming in and in service, releasing you from those bindings now. Okay.
Wow.
So I'm just going to go into the languaging to harmonize this halo here today, to provide this support in alchemy. So as this is coming in again, for any of you who might be energetically aware, just breathe through it and know that all is for you, that there is only love here for you. All right, here we go. Mare du jahe, mare narati korojua, mare narati sone, karai narati soya. lato jatana. Melekinizuna rete shu kanasane hileti. Makanajina harata zura takeisi toshine. Marikani hileti sana harati. Kumashanaha. Kunasani halati shuna hakana sune. Mihiki nasani. Harati kuna saharata shina harakunosana. Malakani. Dunale tu shuna watanasani. Pekene shina harata. Kuwatara sotana harati shuni hilekina suna halatani. Meleti no jarati konashina. Malkuda de shamaya halatana halakinyajuna sotana maini. Kumasha leti suna kanasani. Humana hashina kumana. Koshala tanoso. Kunala tani shukanati. Parati kanazahara ile te shuna la kanasi tene he tu na la kanasani he teni hukanasutana shina halati. Maletina konati. Konasana halati sote. Thank you. Oh my goodness. So as we come into this moment, just feeling into that. Integrate. That is the key.
Thank
Bring
you.
all that stream of consciousness through all elevating beingness of you. May you know that you are blessed in every way, child of light. May you know that we are here with you in every possible way. It is impossible to be alone, for you are legion. You are legion. Remember, please remember now. We are here and we are blessed. Ahava, thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Stephanie.
How are you guys feeling?
I felt
Pretty
definitely
good.
felt a divine feminine transmission there through you. Many, many levels of opening coming through. What did you feel, Sheila?
Oh, at the very beginning, when you were activating the halo, there was warmth that was penetrating down through my body. And as you began to speak the light language, then there were cold chills that were running through my body. And so there was definitely some type of activation and some kind of energy that was moving. But at the very end, it was like this peace kind of settling in, very soft, very gentle. So thank you for that. It was awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah. You know, I find with the light language, what's interesting is it will, how do I say it? It takes no prisoners. What I mean by that is it's almost like whatever we have in the resistance in the body, the light comes in and Magdalene jokingly will say to me a lot, resistance is futile, right? And I jokingly say, are you a Trekkie? What's going on? But so those energies will come in and there's so much going on and it's just, you know, like clearing it out. And then that energy that you felt at the end is the diamond light. So that's the energy that comes in and just saturates everything because we never want to leave a void, right? So when whatever's removed, you know, it's like, no, I don't want to go. It's like, well, it's going, right? And it could be very subtle energies, residual energies, things that we just kind of throw down in the basement sometimes we're not aware of and all sorts of things. So it just depends. Everybody's different.
So do you do this full time and do you do private sessions with people?
I do my Halo Spa group session once a month. I do a Magdalene meditation inside Clubhouse once a week for the public. And then I do private sessions and I have a private circle called the Halo and that is for membership only. So yeah, people can join.
Well, how can people, do you have a email, a website?
Angelicacademy.com and there's a free meditation for everybody there. And absolutely, yeah, that's the best way to contact me. They can schedule a discovery call and I can share with them the options that they have for their angelic ascension.
So on the walk-in conference that's coming up January 8th and 9th, 2022, Portal to Ascension, you could register there. Stephanie and a bunch of other people will be there. But what will you be focusing on there in your lecture workshop
Mm.
activation?
Well, my feeling is probably we'll do some halonetics. It sounds like that's something, Alan, that you requested. So that's beautiful. Happy
Yes.
to do that. And we'll see what comes through. Honestly, everything that I am is in the living light. The living light meaning on demand as it's happening. And I will be talking about my experience as an angelic in human form. I might bring in a little bit about the dragons, the diamond dragons, and what they are, those currencies, those energies. So there's a whole lot of things.
What are the diamond dragons? That sounds interesting. What is that?
Well, basically, as I mentioned earlier, my connection to the seraphim, right? The seraphim or the serpentine, the seraph, right? These energies of fire and energy. You can think of them like lightning, right? When you see us, they demonstrate as lightning on the planet. But in the consciousness, they are the architects. They are pretty much the network, right? So they carry out the instruction sets of what's being created from source. So they came in 2017. They wanted to be known. I was working with the angelics very clearly, but these were the ones that say, okay, now there's time for an upgrade. I went, what? So I'll share the story.
Were those diamond dragons connected to the serpent in the Adam and Eve story? Because they weren't. But they were reptilian in this higher consciousness, though, weren't they?
They're actually not reptilian at all, no.
Oh, they're not? I thought dragons were reptiles.
In this consciousness, in the human consciousness, that is an archetype we've put on them, yes. But as far as what they are in reality, no.
What are they in reality then?
They're massive amounts of light consciousness, massive amounts of the consciousness of God's source, but also literally light, literally the light that comes in. Think like lightning, like energy.
And you channel that in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it took a while for me to be able to do that because of the fact that I didn't know what I was doing. A lot of it was just innate wisdom wanting to come through, and my activations were so rapid when this was happening. I would literally be on the floor, unable to walk, because my nervous system got so activated. So I had to learn how to regulate. And that's when Magdalene kind of took pity on me. And she's like, let me help a sister out. And so she came in and she really taught me how to work with these energies more effectively. Yes.
So you work with Magdalene, because I felt some of the Magdalene energy coming through the light language.
Yeah, I work with Yeshua and Magdalene. Magdalene is definitely, I work with the angelic Magdalene. That is what she was. That is what she was coming through when her consciousness came through, many actually on the planet, not just one individual. And so she's doing that again. I mean, they're both doing that again. They're coming through, that bandwidth is coming through now, that signal. So yeah.
Great. Just one more question. Do you have a message for people for the future? Like what is coming down, like where we're heading into this next year and beyond?
My angel said to party like it's 2022. So I do feel like there's going to be a lift in energetic consciousness in this coming year. And we are heading into a 6 vibrational year. So 6 is a powerful number, as we know. A lot of vortex energy has been spinning up, in the last few years. Obviously with COVID, or the crown of thorns, as I like to call it. It's been a psychological operation. It's teaching us how to stop giving our authority away and how to stop being codependent with certain systems like governments and medical and so forth. So as these complexes are being dismantled as far as our codependency with them, of course, they're pulling more and more like, no, don't leave me, right? So there's a lot of that going on, but eventually all will be sovereign and free. This planet is set for full ascension and sovereignty and harmonized light, right? So it's just a matter of time of when as a collective, the humanity is ready for that, because there are certain things that people are still healing, their wounds, and certain energies that this planet provides right now to do so. So we're seeing all of the woundings come up, right? All of the neglecting of the children, all of the energies of debasing the feminine. This is why you saw the Me Too movement. When the platinum frequency started coming in full force, it was like, me too, what about us? And so it's all of these energies that need to be resolved to bring back the harmony. And, we've had a system that's been patriarchally controlled, and the Christ consciousness has been held, that mantle's been held by the masculine for thousands of years. Well, there's a whole feminine factor to that, right? There's a counterpart. And that's why I'm an emissary for Magdalene so much, because she is really about our holding graceful authority. We're not here to punish the masculine, but we're also here incapable of any more BS about it, right? It's like we're saying, we're here, right? We're fiercely feminine. We're not going anywhere, and we're going to be seen. We're going to be heard, and we're going to be balanced in this consciousness now, because unfortunately, with the imbalance right? We keep going in circles, kind of like if you think of two horses, one, if they're unevenly yoked, then we just keep going in circles, right? So we want to get straight on path. We want to get everything in harmony. So the point is that not to demonize anybody or make them feel bad, we have to go to forgiveness and compassion, but we also need to say, well, this is now the new law of light. This is now the new coming in. So these are the things that we are unfolding, and humanity, I would say it's going to take a while for some of it, and some of it will start happening very rapidly. But the main message is to really step out of the fear, step out of the waiting for a savior. We are those saviors, right? We are those messengers of light, all of us in different ways. We're all those authorities in different ways. And when we come together as a unified consciousness and work together, we can get this planet and this mothership lit, so to speak. When we start to divide, right? When we start to say, well, no, it's my way, or no, it's my way, and we get into this divide and conquer element, we're going to keep doing the spin, right? Rinse and repeat. So my main message is, and the angels have been saying this for a long time, is really to take back your own authority, connect to the creator of your soul, take that as your true north, as your own star, so to speak, right? Your own yes and no instrument, learn how to use it, and know that that will always serve you. Your own intuitive, innate wisdom will always serve you, versus making somebody else your authority and letting them decide for you, right? And giving your power away to wait for people to fix it. We're fixing it. And we fix it just by holding the light that we are, actuality. There's not a whole lot you have to do when you understand how the holographic field works. You go into that state, right, of sovereignty, and you just claim it. And the more of us doing that, it'll just start shifting very rapidly. That is my understanding.
That is beautiful. Thank you. Because I do think the male and female balance, masculine and feminine balance in us and outside of us, in the world, in the consciousness, will create the peace we're looking for and the harmony. Because, I think the Native Americans say the bird can't fly with one wing. You need two wings to fly. And that's the alchemical marriage, really, is what we're coming into. The left and right hemisphere, male, female. Absolutely. The balance of society is the next level. So thank you. Sheila, I'm sure you have something to add and say.
It was an absolutely beautiful presentation, and I am so looking forward to having you to speak. I think that, last year we really kicked off with an educational component to the walk-in. This year we have such intense information that we're sharing, such activations. It's just going to be beautiful. It's going to be a very I think it's going to be a very intense weekend. And a lot of people, I believe, are going to have awakenings. They're going to have healings. And some people that may not even know that they're a walk-in or know that they're a starseed, by hearing the resonance of people's voices, they're going to wake up. And so I'm very excited, and I agree with you. My guides have been saying that next year is the year of the rebalancing. And that's the word that they keep using, is the rebalancing. I hear a lot of people talk about it's going to be a reboot year. So I'm not sure what's going to happen, but, I think we need to strap in, because it's going to be awesome. And the walk-in conference is going to kick that year off.
Right. I think we should subtitle it the Weekend of Activations, because I think all these presentations, because it will be for everyone, for me and you and Neil and everyone even participating. It is a frequency that's walking into the planet, into the consciousness. So maybe I'll get Neil to retitle it something like that. Weekend of Activations.
I want to say this too. What's coming in, just to clarify, is we're moving out of the age of information and into the experiential age. So it's appropriate, Sheila, that you're saying that, because everything that I know we're doing is giving people experiences, the visceral experience of spirit and source, and so that people can have a greater frequency of faith. And it's not about faith in a dogma or outside of you, it's a faith within you. And that frequency alone is paramount to anything. And this is what I was trying to speak to again earlier, is just if we can hold that frequency of faith, similar to if you were to hold in the Hawkins map, right, of consciousness, like 250 is roughly neutrality, right? If you're holding 250, then you're counterbalancing 90,000 people who are still stuck in fear and shame and all the lower frequencies of consciousness. So think of it the same way, when we can have people really knowing, not just the faith and the belief, and maybe it's going to happen in the wobbly, but the knowing, the gnosis, right? Then you become like a lightning bolt. And watch out. That's all I'm going to say.
Right.
Lots of
No,
activation
it's true.
coming with it.
I've been talking about gnosis. I mean, as opposed to thinking. Do you think you're here, or do you know you're here? It's like this whole other level of, it's a left and right brain balancing. We've been so dominated by thinking and knowledge, information, learn, and then it's like the other part is knowing and being and experiencing the world. So that is another level of the balance coming in. And
absolutely.
A lot
I
of
want to just make sure before we wrap, everybody who had what happened today, this is a form of activation. So make sure you're drinking plenty of water today. There's a lot of light moving in your system, whether you know it or not. And integration is key to this. So just make sure if your body says, I need a nap, it's okay. You're being called into your councils, right, to integrate and have like a debrief. So just know that that's normal, and watch your dream time, because that could change and shift. And if you see me in that dream time, that's normal too. So just like to say that.
Oh, that's good. That's good to say. I think the activations are important because the kind of right brain receptive has been put to sleep by information overload, which is pure left brain, and the activations help us open up this other part of perceptions. Really, it's what I've been talking about when I teach remote viewing. I said it's your right brain that is non-local. It's connected to the internet, right? So it's like we need that activation to connect to the bigger part of ourselves. So,
and Stephanie, what is the name of your room in Clubhouse for people that would like to join you?
Oh yeah, great question. So I have a few different clubs. One of my clubs, my main one that I do my Magdalene meditation room is Magdalene Mastery. But I also have the Angelhood, and the Angelhood is actually a social media network I created after my Angelic Summit last year. So the angelhood.com, they can always find me there, just hanging out. And we have a lot of different beautiful beings in the space, just sharing their art and their wisdom and so forth. So Joan of Angels is now on the Angelhood, and others. So everybody's welcome to the Angelhood. It's the angelhood.com, and it's a free platform. And they can always reach me at the Hug Angel on any social media. So Instagram or Facebook, anywhere, the Hug Angel. So I'm all about healing hugs. And right now, hug is an act of rebellion. So it's a movement.
Awesome. Thank you.
I like that. Hug is an act of rebellion. That is so true. It's never been more true.
These times, unfortunately.
Yes. No, that is a good thing to remember. The rebel. Anyway, Sheila, this is exciting. How did you meet Stephanie? How did you find her?
Bridget introduced us.
Oh, Bridget.
And it's amazing. So when Stephanie and I first kind of met each other, everything's kind of online and on the telephone and stuff anymore, but it was just like this just definite resonance between us. And so I feel like I've known Stephanie forever and probably have. We're just now meeting in this realm.
Great. Yep. No, that's good. Yeah, Bridget is quite a resource. Are you part of her channeling groups that she does with Awaken Ascend?
Bridget and I connected through Clubhouse not too long ago, and so I've been in her rooms, and she's coming to my rooms, and we're always debriefing. We do a lot of similar work, and so it's been really beautiful to get to know her and become a good friend of hers. Yeah. Great.
Thanks for your time. Tomorrow we're doing another talk, and who's coming up tomorrow, Sheila?
We have James Fairley coming up.
What does he talk about?
Well, he's another new friend that I met through Bridget. And so he's going to share his story. He's going to talk about his channeling and how he's bringing the energy in and anchoring it to the planet as well. So it's very exciting. I think he'll be doing a little channeling for us tomorrow as well.
Great. So same time here on New Realities. And of course, you can always find really amazing information on the wishalliance.org. That's Sheila's organization. And what's coming up there, Sheila? The Wish?
Well, let's see. This week we have kind of a pre-Christmas. We're talking about the Christed energy, the Magdalene energy. And so Phil is heading that up, and he's invited a whole group of individuals to kind of share their experiences and where they are moving into this new energies.
What day is that?
That's on this Thursday.
Oh,
So that'll be the 23rd at 6 p.m. Mountain Time.
Oh,
everybody's welcome. And you're invited. He put your name down.
Could I broadcast it on this channel?
Of course.
Okay, let's figure out how to do that. We'll do that. Well, thank you, Stephanie Lodge. Your website again?
AngelicAcademy.com. Yeah.
And of course, Sheila Seppi, Wish Alliance. That's, you know what Wish stands for, right, Stephanie? It stands for
Walk-ins, indigos, starseeds, and hybrids.
What else would it stand for, right?
And I just add an A in front of that, going angelic.
That's right.
We
work with angelics and dimensional beings, and I mean, you know, it's just it's a beautiful collective. We wish we had done it years ago.
Well, the time wasn't right. Here we are moving into a new dimension, and this is our time for activation.
Absolutely.
You could find a lot of this on New Realities. Thanks everyone for watching on the YouTube, and subscribe, send out a super chat, follow everyone here, and hope to see you soon tomorrow. Tune in. Thank you.